Hello everybody, welcome in. My name is Fowl Gaming, otherwise known as Charlie, and welcome to episode number 23 of Coop Corner Chat. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry for the last couple of weeks, I haven't released a Coop Corner Chat video. Admittedly, I don't really like to release one unless I have a good reason to do one. And I didn't really have a good reason the last couple of weeks, so I didn't force one out. But anyway, we're back. Coop Corner Chat, welcome in. So today, let's start by a quick shout out for our sponsor. Just kidding, I don't have a sponsor yet. Anyway, Coop Corner News. That's what we normally start with. Coop Corner Chat News, or Coop News, whatever you want to call it. So I just firstly want to talk about a couple of YouTube videos that are coming up soon, just to kind of give you a bit of a heads up. So for those that don't know, I recently did a duo stream with one of the Mostly Harmless stream team members, Viceblin. I got a video coming out of a really fun Dead by Daylight game with him soon. Also, for those Dungeons and Chickens or D&D fans out there, we recently recorded a one-shot campaign video the other weekend with a guest star. That's going to be on YouTube, hopefully this week, if you guys are lucky. That's a long one, but it's a good one. In terms of streams coming up, yes, DVD Bingo will be making a return soon. I don't have an exact date, but it will be soon, I promise. As well as, I did mention a few weeks ago that I was potentially going to be doing a stream where people send me videos and I have to try not to laugh, otherwise I send money to charity. That is still something I do have on the cards. Hopefully it'll be coming up soon. Anyway, shall we get on today's topic, shall we? Let's do it. So this one was actually suggested by one of the members in the Discord, Drybones. So thank you very much, Drybones, for suggesting this video, and you will get 1,000 foul legs in my next stream. So today's topic is, and I'm going to keep it relatively short, and I'm going to give my opinion and move on, is should games be remastered, or should they be left alone? It's an interesting one, to be honest, and there's a lot of ifs and buts, a lot of, it's a very subjective topic, and very much determined on which game you're talking about, but I'm going to talk about some points generally with when they remaster games, and yeah, my overall opinion. Let's just get straight into it, otherwise I'm just going to waffle, as, let's be honest, I am the king of waffling. So, firstly, why do we want games to be remastered in the first place? As in, us as consumers, why do we want games to be remastered? There's one big reason that comes up when you ask this question, and that is nostalgia. We've all, no matter how old you are, there will be a point in time where you first got into gaming, and there'll be those first couple of games that you played and really enjoyed, or maybe there's a few key moments that you really enjoyed. In fact, actually, here's a link to one of my videos that I did before, where I actually talked about an amazing moment in a game that I played, and it's one of my most memorable moments of playing games when I was younger. Yeah, so most people have lots of games that they can look back and go, oh my gosh, yeah, I loved that game. That gave me so many good memories. And the thought of playing that game again, but maybe remastered, newer graphics, newer feel to it, maybe on a new console, is an incredibly fun, exciting feeling. So I can understand why nostalgia is the main driver for us wanting to play those games. On top of that, obviously, when you remaster a game, you're going to be playing it on better tech. So maybe it's on a more updated console, or maybe it's being ported over to PC. So, the thought of playing a game that you've played before, but on higher res graphics, on a newer console or newer platform, again, is very, very appealing. But let's talk about why do games companies remaster games? And let's be honest, it comes down to one reason: money. Yeah, they want more money. No, there's other reasons. There's other driving factors, I'm sure. Especially if it's made by the same games company, I'm sure to a degree, maybe they want to challenge themselves. Maybe they want to better their game, do a better second time round than the first. But let's be honest, for the most part, it's money and demand. Just like the world revolves around, if we're honest. And now, what could go right from doing a remastered game? Well, obviously, if they hit the sweet spot just right, they can manage to redo their game and do it in a way that is pleasing to the consumers without ruining the good parts of their game. And that's exactly what could go wrong. When you remaster a game you've done in the past, you're probably remastering it, let's be honest, because it was popular, it was fun, people enjoyed it. And if it was that enjoyable back then, you always run the risk when you remaster it of getting it wrong and actually destroying the reputation of that game. So there's a lot of pros and cons to doing this. It is a big risk done by games companies. So how should they approach it is the next thing I want to discuss. And this is the real subjective part of this conversation that I'd love to hear down below in the comments what you guys think of this. Is how do you think the games company should approach a remaster? Should it just simply be the graphics? Should they just, redo the graphics on a newer console and leave it at that? Everything else in the game should be the same. Should they fix bugs and glitches? On one hand, you say, well, yeah, if the bugs and glitches were an issue in the game last time, then, is it going to be a better game? But then on the other hand, quite literally, if the bugs and glitches were what actually made the game fun, like I'm going to give an example back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original one, or COD 4 it was known, there were loads of bugs and glitches where you could get out of certain maps, and people used to love going outside the maps and exploring the outside, or there was jumping puzzles you could do to get out that you couldn't, you weren't supposed to do. But it was fun. I can remember spending hours playing on Call of Duty 4 maps where we would spend trying to do the jumping puzzles to get out, only to be like, yay, we got out. Now what? Should we do it again? So yeah, you could argue that actually, should they not fix those? Also, you do get some remasters where they actually add co-op or multiplayer. So games that previously were only single player or LAN, you could now play co-op or online. Now again, there's pros for that. Hey, I can now play with my friends where I couldn't do before. Hey, I can now run this experience again, but playing it with someone. But also for the elitists, those that, enjoyed the game for what it was, is that actually going to spoil the game, especially if it is a feature that you can't turn off? So yeah, there's pros and cons for all of it. What do I think? I personally think that when they remaster a game, they should keep it to as close to the original game as possible, but simply update the graphics and the console or, the platform that it's on. I feel like they should just make the graphics more up to date and make it so that it's available on as many platforms as possible for people to play it. Example, like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, when they recently remastered those, I think they did that really, really well, where they did the graphics, they did all the voices and everything, but they didn't change the actual game itself. And also the fact they made it available on other platforms, I believe. Someone might have to check that. I'm pretty certain you can play Spyro on other platforms. The next thing I want to talk about then, or the last point is, well, okay, so we've discussed why should they make remastered games, and we discussed what approach should they make to it. The last thing is, well, how should they give out that game? Some people will argue, well, because it's a game that's already out, should it be free? Other people will say, well, no, it's a brand new game that they've made from scratch. Do they not deserve to sell it as a standalone game for full price? Should it be only half price? Again, swings and roundabouts. I think it's very subjective based on the game that it is. Or should it be part of a bundle like Call of Duty did, where they bundled the remastered Call of Duty 4 with the new Modern... Was it the new Modern Warfare? I forget which one they bundled it with now. Actually, no, I think it was... Unlimited? I forget. I'll be honest, I don't know all of the new Call of Duties, but you know what I mean. They bundled it with another one. My personal thoughts on that, it's very much game dependent, but I personally think that it should be a standalone game. I hate having to buy another game just, for example, I actually never got COD 4 Remastered because I didn't want to buy the other Call of Duty game that came out. I also don't think it should be free because at the end of the day, the devs have worked on it. Why shouldn't they be paid? But I think there should be some healthy medium of maybe like, not a full price game, but maybe somewhere in the middle. Or maybe a lot of these kind of pay to play services, like PlayStation Pass or Xbox Game Pass. I think they should definitely be on there. So all the games that I've been kind of thinking of when discussing all this, the games that stand to mind for me is things like Halo Remastered, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot remakes, Call of Duty remakes. But let's be honest, there have been a lot of remakes. And I'd love to hear your opinions on which ones do you think went well, which ones do you think absolutely flopped. Let me know in the comments. But my final thoughts is I think as long as they update the graphics and the console platforms, they should leave it at that. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I certainly have. Again, thank you to Dry Bones for actually giving me the option to use this one. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been Fowl Gaming. See you in the next one. Stay wholesome. Bye-bye.